Okay, so what did you come up with? Where did we see compassion, forgiveness? Any thoughts? So he healed the ear. And again, we take these for granted. It's hard because we hear all the different gospels and then we're like, we know that happened, but Luke's gospel is the one where he heals the ear. So there's, that's one example. Any other thoughts? You got to speak so I can hear you. I can't just, read your minds. Yes.
Pilate found Jesus innocent, but he didn't have the conviction.
Yeah, and Pilate does that in other ones, but the thought was that Pilate kind of gave him more opportunities, right? It seemed like Pilate was more trying to get him off the hook more in this portrayal. So that definitely, it says 3 times, so I'm reading some of the notes from Raymond Brown, but Pilate acknowledges that Jesus is not guilty. What else? Dismas, right? The good thief. Today you'll be with me in paradise. So Jesus is up there consoling Dismas, who's making this great act of faith. That's not in all 3 Gospels, just in Luke. Anything else? If you say forgiveness and compassion, what does Jesus literally do on the cross? He forgives them, only in Luke's Gospel. So you see this theme. Any other ones you want to throw in? There's a few more that I can hit you with. Anybody else catch any of the others? I was actually trying to do it as I was reading as well and participating, and I was still trying to kind of figure it out myself. But certainly the apostles are painted in a more sympathetic light, right? They remained more faithful to Jesus. There wasn't this clear sense that they all abandoned him like we see in Matthew and Mark's versions. Why did they fall asleep? Did you notice why they fall asleep in this version? Grief. It wasn't just laziness or, food coma. It was grief. A very much more positive, or at least a more compassionate light than the others, in which I can't even remember exactly how they say it, but Jesus is much more impatient with them in the other versions. Okay? What else do we think? The enemies, they say, are even kind of portrayed in a more almost compassionate light. No one bears false witness against Jesus, which we hear in the other Passion versions, right? Jesus himself seems less concerned, or he's more concerned for others. We think of the people are more upset about it. They don't seem to be as strongly mocking him or jeering him. The women that he runs into, and he's trying to console them to not weep for him, but to weep for themselves because of what they're dealing with in this time. What else do we got? I got to flip my page here. So I just really, we mentioned Dismas, right? So Brown kind of concludes, and this crucifixion becomes an occasion of divine forgiveness and care. That even as the Son of God, the Word made flesh, the personification of God becoming one of us and showing us who he is in Jesus Christ, that even as he's being led to his execution, is showing this mercy, this forgiveness, this care. And even when he dies, there's more kind of tranquility as he commends himself into the hands, he commends his spirit to the Father. So let's allow this gospel to speak to us, let's allow it to resonate in this desire for the mercy and love of our God, to continue this to be an occasion. This Holy Week, 2022, to be an occasion of divine forgiveness and care for us. And to let ourselves be moved by that, to be forgiven by that, to be healed by that, to be awed by that. That's the God that we know. And the God who has created us, revealed himself to us, has saved us and continues to want to sanctify us. So let's allow, as we get ready for the great Triduum, this to be a true week, and in these days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, to be a true occasion of divine forgiveness and care in our lives.